Kelvin Dunn here. I'm doing a review of the LG Electronic 25UM64-P D-Sub DVI HDMI LED 25-inch monitor review. First and foremost, I must address the backlight bleed issue. This is a problem that exists between individual monitors, not a fault of model or brand. My particular monitor has very low amount of backlight bleed, but that doesn't mean that yours won't. If it does, LG seems to be one of those companies that won't give you too much of a hassle to replace your monitor with a new one, if you request it within a reasonable time frame, of course. With that aside, 21:9 is an aspect ratio that is perfect for media creation or consumption, with plenty of space for a split screen between two browser windows or multiple documents. This monitor is also impressive in terms of productivity. For the rather vast gamer market out there, games look absolutely fantastic at this aspect ratio. However, before buying this monitor for this reason, read the cons. Onto the display itself, I can see colors that I didn't even know existed. So many greens and reds, but looking at sky and ocean scenes, the blue seemed limited, at least in the comparison to the reds and greens. I like on mine so many colors. Then again, I'm not used to setting up a monitor of this caliber, so I probably just didn't set it up correctly. Like many people here, I thought the height of the display was going to seem very short, but in comparisons to some other monitors that my friends have, I'll say the height is about average, perhaps slightly shorter. The width is absolutely incredible. It makes movies and games really is immersive. So much more of one's vision is filled, and you don't need annoying black bezels in the way like in a multi-monitor setup. This monitor is almost perfect for my needs. Content creation should rejoice with the display. Adobe CS6 seems to be especially exceptional at this aspect ratio, providing optimal room for the content area while keeping any toolboxes you have open far to the left and right, just sitting there in your peripheral vision, waiting until you need them. The cons, an acceptable number of full screen applications don't have proper support for 21:9, especially games. By that I mean 16:9 content in these applications is stretched, and strewed across the display with black borders on all sides of the content. Most of the games that do this are console ports, where a typical 16:9 or 5:4 display is often assumed. One game that does this without the console port ex- exclude is Terraria. Most indie games are fine, I've found, and most newer AAA games I've seen deal with all well enough. But pretty much anything ported from the 360 to PS3 will have trouble. I've seen. The sad thing is that this isn't a hard thing to fix, even if the developers are too lazy to alter the GUI to work well on 21:9 display. All they have to do is center the 16:9 content in the display and then fill in the space on the sides with black borders. But instead, the applications tries to act as if the monitor is 16:9 negatively, which is most definitely isn't. This is not by any means a problem with the display or the fault of the 21:9 aspect ratio. It is simply lazy developers who don't want to go back and fix how their application is displayed. So if you are buying something like this for games, do some research to make sure the games you play support it. Even if they don't, this problem only affects full screen content. Running a game in Windows mode will work fine, but it is not optimal. LG Electronics 25UM64P D sub DVI HDMI LED 25 monitor review. These are some of the shots of the monitor. This is in the full screen. This is just with it off. This is at another angle. This is at a front angle. Overall, this is a great system. I have the system, and anybody looking to purchase a system for gamers or they want to look at widescreen for a reasonable price, and with it handles the speeds that's necessary for gamers, and so special effects. This is a great monitor. Again, this has been the LG Electronic 25UM64P D sub DVI HDMI LED 25 monitor review.